Hey guys, happy Saturday. It is June 20th of 2020. And if I can be completely honest with you, I actually almost forgot that I needed to do a video check-in, a video blog. So you almost missed it. Or I almost missed it. You almost missed me. So you may be following me and you may be seeing this for the first time, not sure how the algorithms are going with my videos, but I basically have been doing a video blog on the 10th and 20th of each month since January. That was actually part of my goals. And I have successfully been doing it every month. So I wanted to just flip the camera for a moment. I don't have any like deep issues or topics to talk about. Yesterday was Juneteenth, and as a Black person in America, it's a day that normally we kind of celebrate very mildly. But with all that's been happening with the just Black lives that have been taken, I would say prematurely, just with the way that things have been happening around the globe, really. We are really pushing to educate people about Juneteenth and celebrate bigger than ever. So I was excited to promote my business as a Black owned business and just share some information. There were some people who ironically, commented on my post on some of my pages and shared that they had never heard of Juneteenth before. So believe it or not, there are some people who had never heard of it before. And even in the Black community, depending on where you grew up and where you lived, it may not have been something that was really taught or celebrated where you are from. So in any case, that I just wanted to share. Today is a Saturday. It was a beautiful day here in Chicago. I actually attended my first drive-by graduation and parade. Actually went to present a scholarship to a student at Finger High School. And it was interesting. I was with a mask, and I had Aiden with me, so we were both with masks. I kept mine on most of the time, but he did not. It was hot. It was over 80 degrees today. And I got choked up a couple of times just seeing some of the reactions of the parents and of the students. And just to be completely honest with you, I just kept thinking to myself, like, I really cannot believe that this is the world that we are living in right now. I had never, ever in a million years thought that we would be doing drive-by graduations, and graduation parades. I love the idea of people getting creative and finding ways to celebrate our graduates, in spite of the pandemic and the social distancing and everything that's going on. But it's so interesting to just see where we are as a society. So that was that. I got a little bit of a headache, and just wasn't feeling too well after I got home. I have seasonal allergies, so even being out in the elements right now with the heat causes my allergies to act up. But I suffer from anemia, and so the heat just gets to me. I don't know why, but it does. And so I am not able to go out in the yard and do yard work like I would like to. I'm not able to be out in the elements and in the heat like I would like to be, because of that. And I take iron and all that stuff, but it's just something that as I've gotten older, and my body is changing, I'm just a lot more sensitive. So, for those of you who have problems with anemia or allergies, I'm sure you can feel me, right? So I wanted to just share. So I'm going to flip the camera. So these are actually some t-shirts that I had designed. And the reason I'm sharing these is because if you saw my post on social media, then you saw me promoting my Cinderella Story website along with my Arbonne website. But I wanted to give you an up close and personal view. Thank you to those who have purchased t-shirts. Thank you to those who have purchased my ebook. It means a whole lot to me. I actually am offering the ebook for $6.19, which will be happening probably for the rest of June, in celebration of Juneteenth. But the first t-shirt is my Cinderella Story with the crown. I consider it a hers t-shirt. The second t-shirt is what I consider a his t-shirt with the crown for a king. And then Love God, Love People. So those are my t-shirts. If you go onto my Cinderella.com website, those t-shirts are available for purchase. The details on how to order them are there. So yeah. And so I wanted to just kind of share my final thoughts. So tomorrow is Father's Day. And normally I would do, a video on Father's Day as well. But I thought, let me just get it in now that I'm doing my video blog for the 20th. Since tomorrow's the 21st and a Sunday, just didn't make sense to do two videos, right? Back to back. So I wanted to talk about my father. So my dad, most of you know him as Muhammad Abu. Aiden used to call him Babu, which was the cutest thing when he was little. I've always called him Daddy. So I was number 7. If you have read my ebook, then you know that. Or if you see me post things about him, I have sometimes mentioned that I'm number 7 of the 9 of the Abdullah tribe. But one of the things about my dad is that he was always a giant to me. He always, especially as a little girl, seemed so much bigger than he was. I mean, he's pretty tall. He's 6'2", but he was just a giant to me. I used to walk on his feet and stuff like that. And when I was younger, my parents didn't stay together. They got divorced when I was young, but I just remember my dad always seeming like this big giant protector. And he has been a long distance father for me because I lived in Georgia, grew up in Georgia, and my dad wasn't in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I didn't see him like as often as my kids see their dads. But I didn't love him any less, right? And so one of the things that I shared in my book is I talk about how my dad has all these attributes. He has 9 children. You would never, and at least for me, you would never know that, he didn't have his father growing up because he was always present for us. He didn't skip out on us or anything like that and abandon us. He's always been as present of a father as he could be. And one of the things that I can say about him is that he is just truly a man of influence. He's a man of wisdom. There's people in and out of our family that call him for advice. He's one of the smartest men I know. Like a walking Google. He knows a little bit about everything, and if he doesn't know, he'll tell you. He loves music. He loves cooking. He loves, to dress nice and smell nice. If you've ever hugged my dad, that like you will walk away smelling like whatever oil he's wearing that day. He is a Muslim, and so he wears oils. So like things that would kind of remind you of like if you went into like a Middle Eastern store, like if you are in Chicago and you've ever been on Devon Street, those stores sell a lot of like incense and fragrance oils for the body, and that's kind of what he uses around his, as far as cologne or whatever. He doesn't wear like alcohol based cologne. But yeah, there's so many like memories and stories that I can think of over the years of just conversations that we've had. And my love for music and singing came from my dad. And he can cook. I mean, like, he is the bomb. Okay. His chili, potato salad, there are certain things that my father is known for in our family. Like when we're having barbecues or family gatherings, they're like, Abu, can you bring potato salad? And if you ever go to his house to stay, chili is usually the request. But one of the things that I have come to admire probably the most about my dad is just the fact that, no matter what has happened in his life, he continues to press forward and try to, just see the silver lining. And I'll share this. He had an incident that happened, and it wasn't the first time, but he had an incident that happened when he went to Milwaukee, and he didn't say anything until after the fact. But the way that he handled it, and his response to it, it truly was a beautiful thing to see. His faith and his trust in God was just amazing. So I love my dad. I honor my dad. And on Father's Day, not just on Father's Day, but every day I honor my father. And then I would be remiss if I didn't mention my pastor, who is my spiritual father. So for the past 16 years that I've lived in Chicago, I've been raised by Pastor Ray Berryhill, and his wife, Pastor Adrian Berryhill. And one of the things that he used to always say is, you can't raise like grown children. You can't, like make grown children do things that they don't want to do or act right, whatever, right? But I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm an adult. I'm a grown woman, but my pastor has raised me for the last 16 years. I've been at Resurrected Life, which was formerly Evangel, for the past 16 years. In August, it will make, August is my 16-year anniversary being in Chicago. And I got to that church and I haven't left. And hasn't been easy walking with God, doing ministry, being a part of a church, being around people, period, is not easy. But I have learned so much and I have grown so much. I mean, I've truly grown up in the last 16 years, and I owe God so much for bringing me under a pastor and his wife who truly love God, who truly love the church, and they love ministry to the point of laying down their lives. Are they perfect people? Absolutely not. Do we get on their nerves sometimes? Absolutely. Have there been times when they've wanted to quit and walk away? Absolutely. But Pastor Ray, I honor you. Dad, I honor you on Father's Day. And I just hope that when I do find, or when my husband finds me again, when I get remarried, I pray that the beautiful attributes that my fathers have will be found in my husband. And he'll have to come and ask your permission next time, okay? No more getting married on the fly. He will have to come to you first. So I love you guys. I love my father, my spiritual father. I love all of you. And I pray that for those of you that are Black, that you got to celebrate Juneteenth in a great way yesterday. I pray that if you aren't Black, that you got an opportunity to learn a little bit about Juneteenth and our heritage. And I pray that God keep you. May He bless you. and keep you in his perfect peace. Okay? Take care. Good night.